Welcome to another day of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana. I'm here in wonderful Cleveland, Ohio, where it's 72 degrees, feels like 81. And I'm recording this at 8:15 a.m. Cleveland time. I'll be going to Phoenix next week, and it's 5:15 Phoenix time, and it's already 81, and not even with the feels like. So I'm going to be talking about that in the coming days, but today we have kind of an interlude in our exploration of exactly how samatvam, equanimity, is presented in the Bhagavad Gita. And I'm doing this because we have a bi-weekly Bhagavad Gita class where we do some discussion, usually chant a couple verses, and then do yoga practices, postures, breath work, meditation based on the theme. And the overarching theme for this series of that class is war or peace, choosing war or peace. So it's basically how to manage conflict in daily life. The first series of the year, we looked at getting at the roots of conflict to prevent it, but what if you're in conflict? And the focus was chapter 10, called The Yoga of the Divine Glories. That's one way to translate its title. And it's really about Arjun saying to Krishna, describe yourself to me. Let me know all about you. And Krishna leads with, oh, I'm going to sneeze. I'm trying not to. This is the anti-sneeze mudra. Wait. Oh, we'll see. I might just have to sneeze. Snooze. Anyhow, as I was mentioning last night, Krishna does admit he has some faults, yes, but he really leads with this positive. He's really focused on the splendid aspects of himself. And this is talking to Arjun. They're on the brink of a war. And when Arjun sees this difficult conflict ahead of him, this war, in chapter 1, he's like, oh, I can't do it. I'm doing this for the wrong reasons. I'm basically a bad person. I'm helpless. I don't feel well. And this shows what Arjun, representing us, tends to bring to conflict, really difficult conflicts. Whereas Krishna is all like, yay, it's a war, right? And here he is talking about his best aspects, his splendor. And it really made me reflect on, when we're in conflict, what self do we bring? Because Arjun's usually pretty heroic, but for this serious conflict, this difficult one, he's not bringing his best game. Whereas Krishna is like, here I am. I'm great. I'm good. I have some bad faults, but I'm just wonderful. When you have a conflict, a serious one, like with a loved one, an employer, an employee, a client, what part of you do you bring to that conflict? Do you bring the less than stellar part, or do you bring the best part of you? And I invite you, if you, like me, once you start heading into a serious conflict and you know it, pull out all your weapons and go in for the kill, to try maybe doing it differently and to bring your best qualities. What are your best qualities? And when a conflict rises, can you work from those? And if you can, how do you think that your conflicts might change? Either how they resolve interpersonally or how you feel within after the fight, the battle. So I thought that was really worth mentioning, especially like here right now. It's always political season. It seems like it's not even limited to the primaries or the general election. It's always politics, 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 politics. And that does tend to, I think, bring out the worst in people when they interact. So if you have some kind of conflict, if you're noticing something going on in the world, what do you bring? Hopelessness, your weapons, or do you bring like, I'm splendid. People are generally good. We can do this. Give it a shot. Just give it a shot. You probably have many opportunities to try it today. And today's practice I'm dedicating to a couple of people. One is Judi. We meet today, and I've had the pleasure of supporting Judi for 11 years now in yoga therapy. And I'm just so honored to share this journey. I've learned so much from our time together. And then second is Son Goku. I've mentioned Dragon Ball Z before, around day 80. But one of the things I mentioned last night to the Bhagavad Gita class is in this cartoon series, one thing I really admire about the character is he's a warrior, yes, but he brings his best self to conflicts. And what often happens are the people who are his bitterest enemies usually become his allies and his friends, and then they work together to solve bigger problems. Lots to learn from kids' cartoons. If you'd like a mudra today, kapota. Kapota. We've done this before too. The mudra of peace or the dove. You basically bring the hands into Anjali mudra and then bend a little. Fingertips stay together. Thumb tips stay together. Okay. And I like to hold it right about the heart, but you can put it wherever feels good. Bird fight. Shall we practice? Let's do it. Switch. Well, let's come back. I was looking around because in the mornings now there's been a bunny friend who's been out here. So like I didn't water anything this morning because I didn't want to disturb the bunny, but the grass is, we're letting the grass get long, and I can see some multiple things have been sleeping in the yard overnight. From the size, it looks like bunnies or could be a small deer. Oh, the deer have been eating the petunias this year. I could be in conflict with them, but with bunnies and deer, I tend to bring my best self to that conflict. Can you contemplate some kind of battle in your life, and what would happen if you brought your best self to that conflict? Let's do that for 5. Welcome back. If you're a birder, you may have heard Woody Woodpecker in the background today. Woody was in conflict with my house a couple mornings ago trying to get some insects out of the vinyl siding. Good luck. And it made me smile. If anything irritates you today, I hope it can just make you smile. I hope you have a wonderful day. Oh, and for those of you who asked, yes, the moving went pretty darn well yesterday. And so I really appreciate your thoughts. I'll be thinking of you and look forward to seeing you again. Until then.